Hi, I'm Sue Rezick, and I'm treating you to a new recipe tonight. And this is so new that I don't see this recipe online anywhere. And what I'm doing is I'm copying a recipe that we had recently in a restaurant that was really delicious. It was called cannellini Ortaggio, and it was a spicy marinara sauce with roasted vegetables in it. And this is the way I came home and I have recreated the recipe we had in the restaurant. I wasn't able to find it online. Apparently, this was their original creation, and now this is a copycat, okay? So I'm going to start with 3 cups of chopped onion. I'm doing it in my Instant Pot here so that I can be over here with you and talk with you. You can do it in an Instant Pot, or you can just do it on the stove. You're just going to want to saute it on medium. You don't want the onion to brown. You're just getting a nice simmer out of it. And I'm going to let that get going, and then I'm going to add 3 cloves of chopped garlic, which equals about a tablespoon, okay? Now, to let you know, this recipe is a request. I got to meet a young man by the name of Matthew who drove me home from the car dealership the other day. He's the shuttle service. And we got to talking, and he said he wished he knew how to cook better, and he really liked Italian food. I said, ooh, I've got the recipe for you, and I'll get this online for you in the next week. So this is for all of you because it's delicious, but this is especially for Matthew because he wanted to know how to make it. So there, I'm going to toss my garlic in there. Get my trusty spoon. Go. Now I'm just using the Instant Pot, and I've got it on the saute mode right now. I'm just gonna, if I think it's gonna start to brown, I'm going to quick put my sauce in because I don't want the onion to brown. That'll cause bitterness. I don't want that garlic to brown either. All right, that's sauteing. Now the rest of the ingredients that are going to go into this, I will tell you. Approximately 3 pounds of tomatoes. This is close to a 2-pound container. It's 1 pound 12 ounces, and it's crushed tomatoes with basil. And this is a 1 pound container of diced tomatoes, and they're the fire roasted kind. You don't have to use this per se. You don't have to use it with basil. You don't have to use fire roasted. The point is to have 3 pounds of tomatoes, give or take a few ounces. They can be crushed, they can be diced, they can be fire roasted, they can have basil, they can be plain, whatever. What sounds good to you? Okay, it's just starting to brown a little bit, so we're going to quick get our sauce in there and prevent that from happening. And it's always good to put a little water in the can and rinse it out. I wasn't quite prepared. There we go. A little water. I like getting the rest of that, and that little bit of water kind of helps reconstitute it a little bit. There we go. Smells good already. Now here's the spices that I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. You can put in more later. Pepper's one of those things that it's easy to put too much in and then you wish you could take some out. So I'm going to start with a ½ teaspoon. I may put more in later. This is a 1.5 teaspoons of oregano. Yep, that's oregano. It's a fresh bottle too, so it smells really good. And I'm going to also do a 1.5 teaspoons of basil. Now, if this was summertime, I would use fresh organic basil from outdoors because we like to raise our own herbs in the summer. But we have to do the best we can in the winter, so 1.5 teaspoons oregano, 1.5 teaspoons of basil, a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. It makes it a little bit hotter than my husband likes it, but I like it a little bit hot, so it's the way it goes. And I am going to put some parsley in, but I think I'm going to wait until after it's done. When it's done cooking and we open it up, I'll put a little fresh parsley in there. So I'm just going to give it a stir. Now, if you're doing this on the stove top, just going to bring it to a gentle boil and turn it right down. You don't want it to scorch, and you're just going to simmer it on low for about half an hour, okay? You're going to get those onions nice and tender. But in the Instant Pot, what I'm going to do is put my lid on, and I'm going to set it for pressure for 10 minutes. All right. Turn off the saute. I turn it back on, and it automatically goes to 10 minutes, I believe. Let's see what we got here. There we go. I got to turn it down. I put it on manual, and then I set it for 10 minutes. All right. And I will come back and show you what our other step is. I'm going to prepare it, and then I'll come back and show you how we make our sauce. All right. My sauce has completed its 10 minutes of cooking, and now it's 7 minutes into the post-cooking time, and the pressure, that little button, where is it here? This little button here is still up, which means it's still under pressure. And you just let it cool down on its own. It's probably going to take about 20 minutes. But while that's been working, I've been getting my vegetables ready here. I have yellow and red pepper. I have a red onion, and these are I just split the leaves like that. Mushrooms, sliced up a carrot, and then some cauliflower. I would have liked to have used broccoli, but the store was out of broccoli today. And then what I'm going to do with this tray is put it under my broiler and give it about 5 minutes, just kind of take the edge off of it, take the sharp crispiness off of it. And then when that comes out, I'm going to show you what's next. I'm going to get these things ready. This is a nice handful of spinach and a zucchini and some chopped parsley. I'm going to put that fresh into the hot pot when it's ready. I made the mistake of broiling my zucchini with the other vegetables last time, and it just disappeared into nothingness. So it'll handle better in the sauce just the way it is. So I'm going to get this tray under my broiler and give it about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back to the next step. All right, I pulled the vegetables out of the broiler. You can see the mushrooms started releasing some of their water. The carrots there's still a little al dente, which is fine. The cauliflower's a little al dente. The peppers got a little softer. Yep. And I don't know, it was maybe, how long was it? It was more like 10 minutes they were in there, because I forgot and I didn't set the timer, but 10 minutes looked like it was just right. So let me go check the pot and we'll come back. All right, my pot was very close. I said, I'm going to hurry it up and let the rest of the pressure out so that I can get it open. It's been natural releasing for over 20 minutes, which is good enough. Oh, there. See, it's done. That looks tasty. Smells good. All right, now what I want to do, I have an immersion blender, so I'm going to put that in and get that all pureed. If you have a regular blender, you can carefully puree it in your blender. You can't fill it when it's got hot stuff because it can burst out. I prefer immersion blenders for this reason. They're much safer when handling hot solutions. And if you don't have that, I would say just don't even worry about pureeing it. Just have it chunky and enjoy it chunky. So let me go get my immersion blender and we'll give it a good stir. All right, let's get this. You put it all the way down in there. Turns out quite nice. Let's see how that looks. Look how nice and smooth that is. And I'm going to keep the camera right here. I'm going to toss all these extra ingredients in. Now, this is my chopped spinach. Thinly sliced zucchini. I did not do, this was just maybe a quarter of a zucchini that I sliced thin. And then a little fresh parsley. I'll stir that down in there. Oh, it's good and hot. Spinach wilt. So you can also use Swiss chard. If you have Swiss chard, you can use that instead of the spinach. That's just what I had on hand. And then I'm going to put in these roasted vegetables. So we've got cauliflower, or you could use broccoli. I've got yellow and red pepper, orange pepper, a little onion. It was red onion, just what I had on hand. Carrot. And now, when we had it at the restaurant, they used eggplant. I'm not a fan of eggplant, so I'm substituting mushrooms for the eggplant. That's my prerogative. You can do the same if you want. If you want eggplant, then you go ahead and roast a little eggplant and put that in there. Doesn't that look good though? All those nice vegetables. And when we had it at the restaurant, they just served it in a bowl and you just ate it like chili. You didn't get pasta with it or anything. But I might put a little, well, Chris is going to have his over rice tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. And the last ingredient, which I don't have right now, is a can of drained cannellini beans. It had cannellini beans in it. And I'm not eating beans tonight, and we already have some baked beans left over from before, so actually we're going to be eating black beans. Baked beans with it. We're going to be having baked beans. But normally, you'd add a can of drained cannellini beans to this, and then it would be a complete meal. And you just serve it up in a bowl and eat it like that. You could put a little nutritional yeast over it if you want for sort of a cheesy flavor. And what we do like to do, and did I bring it over here? Did I bring the polenta over? Oh, here it is. You can use something like this. Now this is polenta. Polenta is actually made from cornmeal. And this polenta has some, it's got Italian herbs in it, which is nice. It's got no fat, it's gluten-free. And what it is it's cooked cornmeal, and then when it chills, it becomes very solid. You can see it's very solid. And then you just slice through it about 3/4 inch slices. And you can heat it up in a skillet, or you can pop it in the oven and let it bake while your vegetables are roasting to warm it. And then you can spoon this over the polenta and have it, which we found out tastes really good. We like that combination. But we're not doing that tonight because we had leftover rice from another night. So there's our ortaggio. Doesn't that look like a yummy dish? And it does really smell good. And all those good vegetables in there. And that's our restaurant hack from when we went out to dinner a few weeks ago. So thanks for coming by, and I hope you try it. Let me know down below if you make it and how it turns out. If you try any different vegetables, let me know. It'd be fun to see what else we come up with. All right, have a good night.